As the market began rewarding more businesses rather than just the select few at peak concentration, it expanded, and we firmly believe that this is what will happen now. Two factors have contributed to this period of focus on the Mag 6. First, be afraid. Interest rates have increased 22-fold in less than a year, and the effects are still being felt, primarily in the real estate industry, but also in other industries. People's desire for money was sparked by that shock, and if they were going to gamble in the stock market, they gravitated toward high cash oriented stocks and those that might benefit from artificial intelligence, much like AT&T did during the Great Depression thanks to the telephone. Due to the fact that we are not in the mega caps, we believe that expanding will greatly benefit our strategies. Would you mind telling me how you began investing? What caused this curiosity? I was 20 years old and enrolled in college. We frequently just pay attention to his actions rather than his actual words, which can frequently be a distraction or serve as an advertisement for his vehicles, SpaceX, and other companies. However, there are 6 metrics that we use to score businesses, their founders, and their management teams. Barriers to entry and moats are 2 examples. Elon is, in my opinion, a master at lowering entry barriers through invention, which he does far more quickly than anyone else. Why? Because he analyzes how to approach a fresh idea with such a first principle physics bent. Welcome back to Tesla Stock News, everyone. Today, we're delving into some intriguing observations from Cathie Wood of ARK Invest, one of the leading startup investors. She recently made headlines on the Iced Coffee podcast, sharing her audacious opinions on why Tesla, under the charismatic leadership of Elon Musk, may have the greatest edge in the tech revolution. We will dissect Cathie's opinions regarding Tesla's advantage in combining disruptive technologies, her emotional attachment to her investments, and the wider ramifications of her tactics. Is Tesla truly as innovative as Cathie thinks, even after a few challenging years for her fund? What does this signify for aid aficionados like us and investors? Stay tuned as we explore these topics and more. If you haven't already, don't forget to click the subscribe button so you can receive the most recent and best updates on Tesla stock news. Let's begin. Now you know it's worth listening to when someone like Cathie gives praise. It all comes down to how he uses data, and she's out there referring to Elon as the maestro of fusing technology that upends the entire field, robotics, artificial intelligence, you name it. Imagine guiding the future with numbers. Now, guys, consider it. You imagine a conductor conducting an orchestra when you hear the word maestro, not just an ordinary Joe. Elon, that's for you. Cathie claims that he is not just tinkering with automobiles, but also with cutting-edge technology that has the potential to transform our way of life. She's highlighting what makes Tesla unique in the tech competition, and you have to give her credit for that. It's not only about producing electric vehicles, it's about spearheading a technological revolution under the direction of Elon Musk, a genius who mixes technology like a batch of futuristic cookie dough. This benefit, according to Cathie, it's Tesla's capacity for innovation and integration, with data at its heart. There is, however, a plot twist as usual. Some people are raising their eyebrows in spite of Musk's brilliant maneuvers, questioning whether all of this adulation is merely smoke and mirrors. Indeed, over the past 5 years, Cathie's fund has seen several downturns, which has alarmed some investors. It seems like Cathie's wagers are paying off, even though Musk and Tesla are pushing the envelope and producing this technological symphony. It's a classic example of being enamored with the strategy, but anxious about the score. And here is something that makes you feel very emotional. Not only does Cathie Wood admire Elon Musk, but she also has genuine feeling in her game. She is deeply invested in her profession and does more than just make cold calls and crunch figures. You don't hear about that very often, do you? She speaks from the heart, not just the brain, when discussing Tesla and Musk. Her employment seems to be an integral part of who she is, rather than just a job. The worst part, though, is that not everything in Cathie's world is shining brightly despite all of this passion and dedication. This one is giving the critics a field day. They quickly bring up the fact that her fund, yes, the massive ARK Invest, hasn't performed well over the past 5 years. It's comparable to being an ardent supporter of a sports team that hasn't qualified for the playoffs in years. You support the squad and attend every game, but those victories. Here's the thing. Cathie Wood isn't only idly speculating. No, she's out there doing a lot of studying. It's not just darts at a board for her team at ARK. Working alongside bright brains, such as Carnegie Mellon battery experts, they are in the trenches. That's dedication, people. It demonstrates her commitment to being truthful and making well-informed choices. It's similar to a coach evaluating plays, but these plays have the potential to influence technology in the future. And consider this. It's not only about choosing stocks or placing wagers. This has to do with figuring out where technology is going. Cathie is delving into the specifics, the true meat of invention, such as battery technology that may one day power entire cities as well as automobiles. She seems to be attempting to capture lightning in a bottle. And catching lightning, yes, not simple. But there's a big reward if she does it well. The future writes the rules for this high-stakes game. The game is far from done, even though the scoreboard may not show it yet. Cathie is playing the long game because the season is long. Consider this. What if she is correct? What if her wagers begin to pay off and the next major technological revolution is imminent? That has the potential to alter everything, not only for ARK, but for all of us who are observing this. And keep in mind that Cathie believes that Tesla's biggest edge lies not just in their vehicles, but also in their creative use of data and technology, exactly what she is betting on. She refers to Elon as the master of disruptive technologies for this reason. Those who had doubts might end up on the wrong side of tech history if her forecasts come to pass. Here's a little inside baseball for you. Cathie is very certain that her team's research is in line with Tesla's ambitious objectives, even though she doesn't have Musk on quick dial. Imagine them not speaking to each other on a daily basis, but when they do, it's as if they are completing each other's sentences. Elon Musk acknowledged ARK's efforts at a recent shareholders' meeting, stating that it aligns with his own thoughts. That's a high five from one of the wealthiest men on the globe, not just a slap on the back. What does all of this mean for you and me, then? It indicates that you're most likely headed in the correct direction if your work is in line with the major players, even if you don't communicate with them frequently. However, it also begs the question. How much do you believe the vision when you aren't seeing financial benefits right away? Okay, let's take a closer look at Wright's Law, which you may not hear much about. They went into great detail on the podcast about how this ancient wisdom is crucial in forecasting how much technology will cost when more is produced. Folks, this isn't just technical information. It's essential for determining when to make a down payment and when to wait. Cathie and her colleagues at ARK heavily rely on this law to direct their investments in technology. Identifying which technologies will flourish and when is their secret to staying ahead of the competition. However, this is where things start to get interesting. Cathie's attitude is about how you play the game, not just about choosing the winners. According to her, the people who run ARK's research should be considered distinct from the fund's management. Yes, you heard correctly. It's like to stating, hey, our research is top-notch, even if our fund isn't always hitting home runs. Splitting the caliber of the study from the fund's success is a daring move, akin to a coach claiming her game plan is sound even if the team doesn't win every game. For some people, that is a difficult pill to swallow. Shouldn't excellent research produce excellent outcomes, you ask? And it's okay for you to ponder. The question of whether you can trust the process, even if you aren't seeing any rewards, is raised by this. This type of information keeps investors up at night as they try to determine whether the strategy they're pursuing is sound or merely a front. Going forward, the podcast spread its message around the tech landscape rather than merely keeping things in the garage. They discussed how technology is influencing how organizations operate and how the future will look, and it's not just about gadgets and gizmos. Too. At the core of this change is it. Imagine companies not only utilizing AI, but being guided by it in every aspect of their operations, from decision-making to customer comprehension. It's like to having a crystal ball, but with daily learning and improvement. Tell me if you need anything else.